Out of Marvel Studios' fleet of legendary superheroes comes its latest character, Morbius. A deal struck between Sony and Disney has ensured that many characters remain a part of the MCU, and Morbius, luckily for us, is one of these characters. Morbius, the living vampire, was created by writer Roy Thomas and artist Kane in 1971. Originally introduced as a character in the Spider-Man comics, the character later grew into establishing his own range of comics. Albeit somewhat less popular than Spider-Man and fellow MCU character Venom, Morbius has managed to remain a recognizable name over the years with appearances in video games and Spider-Man. The animated series. The Morbius movie was initially scheduled to be released in July 2020. However, the release date was repeatedly postponed throughout 2020 and 2021. A premiere date has now been confirmed for April 1, 2022, almost 2.5 years after its first movie trailer release. In introducing the character of Morbius to fans, Sony Pictures clearly intends to create an interconnected universe for the Marvel characters. Who, or what, is Morbius? Living with a debilitating blood condition from a young age, Michael Morbius was raised by his mother in Greece. Kept mostly in isolation, Morbius had only one friend, Emma. The duo goes on to become famous scientists and biochemists in their mission to find a cure for Morbius' condition. An experiment they conducted as a last-chance effort to cure Morbius through electroshock and vampire bat DNA ends up turning Morbius into a pseudo-vampire. Morbius then kills his friend Demo and becomes the living vampire. Walking the middle line between vampire and human, he has to drink blood to survive and has powers such as flying, super strength, night vision, and the ability to hypnotize. But unlike a conventional vampire, Morbius can be exposed to a certain degree of sun and is not vulnerable to stakes through the heart or religious artifacts. Establishing the character as a villain or hero is somewhat complicated. Michael Morbius was first introduced to his audience as Spider-Man's enemy in Marvel Comics. Depicted as a bloodthirsty vampire, he became the prime villain for Peter Parker to fight. However, Morbius wasn't purely a vampiric villain driven by the urge to kill. Draining his victims wasn't his defining trait. And this is where matters get complicated. The living vampire also did his share of good while saving innocents. Morbius had his own enemies in these heroic adventures, such as Dracula and his daughter, Lilith. He also had a sympathetic side to him, where he loathed what he had become and the destruction caused by his hands. He continuously attempted to fight the darkness within him, helping good guys such as Doctor Strange and Blade in their missions to combat evil. The anti-hero. The characteristics of Michael Morbius leads one to conclude that he is neither hero nor villain, but an anti-hero. In his constant battle against his vampiric tendencies, Morbius has redeemed himself from the label of a Spider-Man villain. His mountain of remorse and guilt upon harming innocents, even leading him to suicidal thoughts, has firmly taken him out of the villain category. However, he still can't be categorized as a pure hero because his bloodlust drives him to drink human blood. Even though in satisfying his hunger, he only drains the blood of bad guys who deserve it and does not harm innocents. Thus, Morbius walks a tightrope between bad and good, bad in that he needs human blood to survive and good in that he attempts as much as he can to harm only those who deserve it and save the innocent. As such, the most appropriate label for the living vampire is that of an anti-hero, a character who has villainous characteristics but feels intense remorse and attempts to right his wrongs. How will the film portray Morbius? The official synopsis reads: one of the most compelling and conflicted characters in Sony Pictures' universe of Marvel characters comes to the big screen as Oscar winner Jared Leto transforms into the enigmatic anti-hero Michael Morbius. Dangerously ill with a rare blood disorder and determined to save others suffering his same fate, Dr. Morbius attempts a desperate gamble. While at first it seems to be a radical success, a darkness inside him is unleashed. Will good override evil, or will Morbius succumb to his mysterious new urges? Sony Pictures is staging the film tacked as an origin story, fleshing out his character and offering substance to the previously sidelined character. Fan speculations that Sony will structure Morbius' storyline to portray his constant conflict between the good and the bad also appear to be correct. Keeping in line with the comics, We can expect Morbius to explore the dimensions of good and evil and hero and villain in establishing the character. Oscar-winning actor Jared Leto has been cast as star Dr. Michael Morbius. This will be another dip into superhero acting for Leto, who played the Joker in 2016's Suicide Squad. If Leto's take on the Joker was anything to go by, fans can expect a unique performance in Leto's portrayal of the complex character. Other cast members for the movie include Dadri Arjona, Tyrese Gibson, Jared Harris, Matt Smith, and Al Madrigal. Michael Keaton will also reprise his role of Adrian Toomes' Akea the Vulture, bringing a Spider-Man connection to the movie. Admittedly more dark and complex than other Marvel movies, it will undoubtedly be a treat to see how Morbius plays out. If plans go according to schedule, fans will be in for another masterpiece from Sony on April 1, 2022.
Do it! Just do it!